HollywoodActorPrep.com.
Blog. I don't know. It's my job. I do that with. I played a eunuch, and I did the same. With Orson, I had to get a much lower voice, so physically I had to learn how to, lower my voice to dip it in sherry, that sort of thing. But it was the same thing for the eunuch. I had to just go very high. Just different ends of the spectrum. But I spent a lot of time watching him, and if it was an impression, it would be just after 5 minutes I would have been bored, and after 4 minutes the audience would have been asleep. You can give a flavor to the audience so that you think, oh right, that. Perhaps think, that might look like him or that might sound like him, something like that. But then, you go on the story with the actor doing it. I read a lot about him. Obviously, I listened to hours and hours of the radio shows, which was such an education in itself. He introduced me to so many books that I always, we have lists of books that we should read. I think, you keep running out of time, but they were all there on the radio shows, and his political commentary, articles about him, documentaries, of course all the films. So I immersed myself in him. I think the best way of playing a part is to be him. So I tried to do that. And it's just because of Orson, playing such a character with such bluster and arrogance. Somebody asked me today, were you intimidated? And I said, no, not at all, because it wasn't, this was awesome. And I walked onto the set. It's my first film, but I had that, that kind of Orsonian belief.
You couldn't cast an Orson who felt he didn't belong to be the lead in a big movie.
Right, of course.
It wouldn't. That would be a characteristic of the Orson you would want. Would be someone who felt completely comfortable, in that. But we weren't going to do it unless we found a guy who could represent Orson Welles. That was the key. I wouldn't have made the movie had we not found a Christian here. So I talked to Arthur Anderson, who's Zach's character's, kind of a fictionalized version of him. He was actually 15. And he's still alive. He lives in New York City. Talked to him on the phone, and he says that it's like, how could Welles command such a? He says really the voice, the presence of him. You just couldn't. He would walk in a